Hello, namaste. My name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about when will CRS score come down below 500. If you are in the pool, if you're waiting for your ITA, then this video is for you. Even if you're somebody who's planning to start your Canada PR journey and you're wondering what is the scope for you, what are the chances for you, this video is for you. So please make sure you stick around. Alright, first things first, Canada is going through a major immigration overhaul. I've recently made a video about some of those. Gonna link that up here, so please make sure you go and check that out. But basically, the Parliament has been giving a lot of orders to Sean Fraser, who is our immigration minister, and IRCC, which comes under Sean's purview, is formulating rules and policies accordingly. As of today, there are three major things that impact express entry. So let's cover those in details. The first that we have is Canada's immigration target. What I love about Canada is that it gives very detailed and specific immigration targets. These are not found in any other country. I have been doing this for months, days, years now, and I can tell you Canada has the most extensive immigration plan. This info is available to anyone. I'm going to add the link in the description box. But since you're here on the video, I'm also going to pull up a screenshot and I'm watching it on my screen here as I talk to you. So the immigration targets for these 2.5 years have been set: 2022, 2023, and 2024. In all these 3 years, the government plans to invite more than 400,000 immigrants, but the division of that changes. As you can see on the screen, there's a detailed number, which program is applicable and how many immigrants do they plan to invite under each program. If you are somebody who's in the express entry pool, you fall in the first category that you see up there. This category is called the Federal High Skilled Program, and this is the program that I also use to immigrate to Canada. For 2022, the target is roughly 56,000. Now, this is a target, doesn't mean that the government will end up inviting these many people, but there's also a range for this. So there's a lower range, there's also a higher range. The government can issue anywhere between 52,000 to 64,000 invites in this year, which is in the next few months until December 2022. I'm sure you're already thinking that's a very high number and I can expect an invite. The scores can come down. But these numbers do not include just FSW. It includes FSW, FTW, and CEC, which is Federal Skilled Workers, Federal Trade Workers, and Canadian Experience Class. So it actually includes 3 different categories. Keep in mind that CEC, which is the Canadian Experience Class, will generally tend to have more points because they have their experience in Canada, which FSW and FTW don't have. Now, FTW also has a slight advantage over FSW because a lot of trades are actually in shortage in Canada. And so it makes sense to allocate more points to trade workers. If you ask my personal opinion, I see FSW sitting somewhere in the bottom rung of all these 3 categories that we have up there. So while we have 64,000, which is the maximum cap of invites that will be issued this year, most of it might end up going to Canadian Experience Class or FTW. So that was about the invites. The second thing that determines if the scores will come down or not is the number of applicants in the pool itself. As of July 6, 2022, there were more than 226,000 applicants in the express entry pool. If I add and put together the targets of 2022, 2023, and 2024, I barely make it to 226,000, meaning that the number of applicants in the pool right now are more than what the government plans to invite until 2024. So while you see that the Canadian government plans to invite more than 430,000 immigrants this year, only about 56,000 of those are supposed to come from express entry, which is just 13% of what the government plans to invite. For the remaining 87%, there are various other categories and other programs that will be taken advantage of. And the one program that tops that list is PNP. So if I were you sitting right now evaluating my chances in Canada, the one program that I would heavily bank upon would be PNP and not express entry. Also keep in mind that these are just targets. These targets are flexible, so it could change next year. It could change in 2023, it could change in 2024. So if you plan to move to Canada not this year, but say next year or the year after that, make sure you just follow the immigration targets and do the math. As long as you can do the simple math as to how many people will be invited in express entry, how many people are in the pool, how many people want to get to Canada, and what are Canada's economic goals, you will be able to predict fairly accurately when the CRS scores will come down. Which brings me to the main question: when is the CRS score going to come down below 500? Looking at the math, I don't see that happening in the next few months. Now, of course, this is my personal opinion and it could change. I am nowhere in conversation with IRCC or Sean Fraser for that matter. I only follow their information just like you would do. So make sure that you follow Sean Fraser on Twitter. I think that's a great platform. I follow him there and that's where I get a lot of my info from. I also follow IRCC for their regular updates. So make sure you do all of these, follow the right channels and keep going through your process and pathway. Also make sure you check out all the alternative pathways that you can use for yourself. Quickly want to add a note before going to any agent, any consultant, please look up the IRCC website in detail. Government websites across countries, wherever you want to move, are extremely detailed with immigration info and you rarely need anyone to guide you through it. Of course, if you need support, go to someone, but please make sure that you do your own due diligence, research, and take an informed decision. All right, so now that we've covered point 1, let's come to point number 2, which is the labor market reassessment. Now, Canada does a labor market reassessment to evaluate its economic goals and figure out where the labor shortages exist. The last time this was done was in 2016, and this labor market evaluation is what determines your pathway for PNP and work permit. So which categories or which professions or which fields will get preferences in PNP, which fields will get preferences in work permit, all of this is determined by the labor market assessment. This assessment is supposed to be done every 5 to 10 years. The last time it was done was 2016, so it's already been more than 6 years and this assessment is coming up due. It is expected that the assessment will be done and completed this fall, and that's when we'll see the switch from NOC to TEER. I've covered this entire switch of NOC to TEER in my last video, so I'm again gonna link it up here. Please go and check it out. Watch it and get your info from there. Finally, the third major impact that we are expecting in express entry is just in the way express entry runs. If you guys remember, there's a bill that has already passed the House of Commons. It is currently sitting in Senate. It's called the Bill C-19 and it's supposed to overhaul express entry. It's supposed to give preference to people who work in professions that match the economic interest of Canada. This was something that only happened in PNP initially, where each province could decide what is it that they want. But now this is going to happen countrywide if this bill gets passed. Now, there is a high chance of this bill getting passed. Again, I've covered it in details in the previous video. I'm going to link all of that in the description box below. I'm also going to leave the IRCC website details that I've used for immigration targets and everything here. So please make sure you watch the video and go to these government resources and get your info together. And on that note, I know a lot of things are changing and it might make you a little disheartened. So I do want to say this, that Canada has multiple pathways to enter the country. Express entry is not the only one. When I did my Canada course last year, there were 11 pathways to enter Canada. I am planning a refresher in August, and all the details related to that will be up on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. And if you're sitting and wondering what is it that you can do right now to successfully carve a path to Canada, then I would say consider the alternative pathways. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Do not hang on to just express entry. On that note, this video has come to an end. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel because I'll have all these informative videos coming up for you. Not just Canada, but a bunch of other countries. And let me know in the comments what else would you like to see on my channel. I promise to see you in the next video. Until then, make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Namaste.